Good afternoon and welcome to Happy Hour with Cooper. I'm going to pour myself fairly small today because I'm actually going on vacation after this and I'll have to drive tonight. But I couldn't miss Happy Hour with Cooper with you, at least not this week. I will be away for next Happy Hour, so we will not be doing a Happy Hour next week. And I feel bad because we had our issues last week, but what can you do? I love you guys so much for tuning in every time, and I just am thankful for you. So we'll have a wonderful little chat here like we usually do. I've got a treat for you. Actually, it was a treat for me. Yesterday we had a board meeting and we had a bunch of our board members in town, and I got to meet Hugh Agro, which is he was probably one of the ones that has been involved with us the longest, and I had an absolute blast. So we'll taste the wines I have for you guys today, and then we'll cut to a video of our interview, and then wrap things up after, and then we'll have a wonderful. Hopefully, everybody will have a wonderful week, and I know I will. I get to go visit Minnie Ma, which I don't know if she is going to be here today, but if she is, well, I'll say hi to her. Hi, Paul. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Deborah. Nice to see everyone. So I thought we haven't really talked about either of these much, especially the Pinot Noir 2018. We talked about the 2016, but 2018 we really haven't gone over. And I have the Pinot Gris 2019. So I kind of wanted to do like different facets of the Pinot world today. I thought doing a red and a white. We're kind of pre-Canada Day, so we're a little bit celebrating Canada Day. I do want to wish everybody a happy Canada Day now, as I will not be even on the property for Canada Day. I don't feel bad about that because I get to spend Canada Day with my mom, so that's pretty damn cool. Thanks, Rolf, for letting me go. So awesome, Rhonda, see you drinking Pinot Noir 2017. I'm a fan of that as well. I haven't gotten to have too much of it though. We didn't have much of it. If there's anybody new to chat, please don't feel shy to let us know you're here and who you are and what you're drinking and where you're from. We definitely love that. It's always great to have new viewers, but it's also wonderful to have our regular crowds. So it's wonderful to see you guys. Kim, Rhonda, Paul, Jeff, my old guard at this point. So nice to see you guys. So let's talk about the Pinot Gris. I have talked about it before, but I don't know how much I talked about how unique it is. So every time I have this, I go, are you sure this is Pinot Gris? It really reminds me of just a lighter, more refreshing version of a fruity Chardonnay. It has so much tropical on it. It has a little bit of floral. It definitely isn't as full-bodied as even a light Chardonnay would be. It definitely has that Pinot Gris feel in the mouth. But I think that's great for me. It's like this meeting of both worlds. I tend to find Pinot Gris boring. And so because they're just so light and airy, with the tropical fruits and like the pineapple and little bits of mango that you get on this, I find that it just has enough complexity to make a Pinot Gris not boring. I hope most of you at this point have had the Pinot Gris. I know we sent it to a lot of you. Chardonnay, Paul McLeod, which year though? And or is it not even ours? And Kim, glad you're drinking the Pinot Gris with me. Yeah, It's so fruity, and it is like, just a big like punch of flavor. Okay, good, Paul. You're not in the doghouse for drinking other wine. And Sauv Blanc. Well, okay, Jeff is in the doghouse. We don't make Sauv Blanc. And I do want to say, I kind of said hi, but welcome, Deborah. I don't think you have tuned in, or if you have, you haven't commented before. So it's really cool to see a new face. Thanks for joining in. Yeah. So Pinot Gris 2019. Has anybody else got any thoughts about it that you wanna chip in with? For me, I keep going back to the fact it's so juicy, so tropical. I think part of that is the fact that we are a warmer climate for a Pinot Gris. The grapes just get so much riper and more sun, just more sun in general, and so I think they tend to develop more tropical. Whereas you get more light, like lemon, lime, peach blossom, things like that on a Pinot Gris from a more traditional climate that it's grown in, or it's definitely back in France, the Pinot Gris tend to be a lot more light and airy and just more green to yellow fruit, not like orange and tropical fruit. 2018 Pinot Noir, awesome. So Deborah's drinking the 2018. That's cool. So you're drinking what I'm going to be drinking. Does anybody have any cool plans for Canada Day next week? It would be awesome to hear what other people do. We usually just have a fire in my parents' backyard, roast some marshmallows, maybe make some steak. Never anything too big, but Canada Day is pretty special for us. So we always spend it as a family. So it's been nice. It's nice that I get to go home. Singing "Oh Canada" from the mountaintop. If I was here, I would. Red Rock. I'd go up Red Rock and sing "Oh Canada." That would be fun. So let's move to the Pinot Noir. I know you guys, the wine part is fun, but you all want to hear about Hugh, right? You just want to hear Hugh talk. I'm boring. So, Pinot Noir 2018, I guess I should put that facing the camera. You'll notice that I'm using tasting room wines, so I didn't have to open new wines that I'm not going to be able to drink or get rid of. Your singing keeps the bears flame on. That's one way to do it. We have a fence, but maybe we wouldn't have been able to save that if Rolf had just sang in the vineyard. I don't know, I've never heard him sing. Maybe he has a good voice. And he's shaking his head, so that's just modesty, maybe. Okay, he's vehemently shaking his head now. So, I've had pretty much all of our Pinot Noirs at this point, and I feel like they have a unified spirit. They all have a peppery, smoky nose, earthiness that is more than you would expect on a regular Canadian Pinot Noir, at least the ones that you find on most shelves. Yeah, it still has wonderful cherry and a little bit of light raspberry on it, but for sure, like even a young Pinot Noir from 2018 is showing smoky notes on the nose, and I think that is fabulous and different. And Pinot Noir can sometimes just be straight cherry and cranberry and really light and just fruit bomb all the day, and it does take a lot of work to create something a little bit more, should I say, I guess complex or just evolved. When you find a Pinot Noir that has a little bit of earth without being overpowering, that has a little smoke, a little bit of cherry, but that cherry isn't just cherry. It's got different layers to it. I think it's rare to find a Pinot Noir like that. I haven't found a lot from Canada that may do me right. I tend to like aged Burgundies from France, and I really like Oregonian Pinot Noirs usually. So it's been really nice to find a Pinot Noir in Canada. There's been a couple, but one that vintage after vintage hits the same flavor profiles. Some of our stuff does change, but I've noticed that our Pinot Noirs, Reserve, Classic, have a very unified flavor theory, and I am really interested as to how that came about, because we've had different winemakers, we've had different vineyard managers, you know, we have had to sometimes use grapes from outside of the vineyard, and yet somehow we still manage to produce just the same awesome product every year, and I think it's gotten better. Every year the Pinot Noir just gets better and better and better. So here's to more Pinot Noir from our vineyard all the time. And it's interesting because I love our Pinot Noir Rosé more than I love most rosés. I was never a really big rosé fan. I find even though the dry ones are better than the sweet ones, it's hard to find a rosé that has any, complexity or boldness of flavor. They tend to be just, as I described, French Pinot Gris, they tend to be just kind of flat and boring. But Pinot Noir, something about it just makes me smile. And I would love, hi Grant. Am I currently offering in-person tastings? Well, yes I am. And if you want a private tasting with me and a tour, that's a thing too. And we're now offering those, we're reservation only, private tour and tasting. We show you the vineyard, we show you the inner process of the winery. We give you some blasts from the past, reserves, library wines. Doing kind of a little customized tasting for you. That is groups of 2 to 4 and max 2 to 6, max 6 people, and it's $50 a person. You get me for quite a while, and you get some cool wine, you get a pretty good experience, and we show you some things that you might not have seen. So we'd love to see anybody who wants to come and have a private tour. I would love to spend time with you. Actually, something we're going to be doing now too is lunch in the vines. So that'll go live next Sunday the 5th. So please make reservations for that as well. And that's it's kind of a set menu, and we'll provide wine and some table service in the vines. You get to sit with 2 to 6 or 2 to 5, I guess, as you meet. It is 6 people. 2 to 5 of your closest friends and or family members. And kind of a little romantic, or at least private, intimate setting. So that's something cool. Both things we need you to email reservations at fortbarons.ca to make a reservation, and we'll send you a link for our website that'll allow you to buy the tickets. We do need you to make the reservation first, just so we don't have any mix-ups. I've been meaning to talk about that. So awesome. That stuff should also be in the newsletter when Kim sends it out. Did she send it out today? So we should definitely be starting that right away once I get back. So I'd love to see some of you. And if you do, of course, Jeff. Even if you don't do the winery tour, you would get a photo with me. But I might, holding hands, for sure. That's an extra $5. And if you want more than one photo with me holding hands, it's $5 a photo. I'm sorry. Is that allowed? Is that legal for me to charge for? Are we allowed to hold hands in COVID land? I'm not sure, but we'll figure something out, chat. Sorry, it has to be with gloves. Ralph just reminded me that I can touch you as long as I'm all gloved up. Oh yeah, Rhonda, that's exactly what I want to do. So all of you regulars are the ones I would hope would show up to a live happy hour with Cooper. We will, we'll discuss the date more after I come back. But we're gonna have live music, hopefully from a couple, at least one, if not a couple, local musicians. You never know, maybe I'll sing. It's not the worst thing in the world, but I might have to practice. But yeah, and maybe we'll even have some snacks and just have a cool little session. It won't be half an hour though. If it's live, I'll probably be entertaining you for a couple hours. That would be pretty exciting. I have a feeling, Paul, it'll be August because planning for it will take a couple of weeks. So it would be end of July or sometime in August. We will try to make it work for people. Oh gosh, you guys are hilarious. Deal, Jeff? Oh god. Oh shoot. You're making me blush. You guys always make me blush. And you distracted me from my Pinot Noir. I'm blushing really bad. Okay, I'm going to take one more sip of the Pinot Noir. Anybody else see if you couldn't sing, Rhonda? Okay, actually I can imagine you'd have a good voice. So, Pinot Noir, while I blush miserably. That's a good Pinot Noir. Thank you all. Thank you for creating winery that created this wine. And thank you Hugh, and thank you Helene, and thank you everybody else who put their effort in to create this wine. I'm very thankful. And so speaking of, let's cue to Hugh Agro and myself yesterday. So don't mind a changing shirt in a different setting because it was filmed yesterday. And yeah, I'll see you in a few minutes when the interview's done. And thank you guys so much again. And yeah. Hey Hugh, how's it going today?
Very good, Brett. Great to be on the property.
Well, it's great to have you here. So I thank you for joining us. Just wanted to ask you, introduce you. As I've interviewed Rolf and Helene, and you're another one of the big minds behind the growth of this place. So I thought it would be a good idea to bring you in. So why don't you start off by telling us a little bit about Hugh?
Sure.
Who's Hugh?
Well, look, I grew up in Ontario,
okay.
And so naturally when I came to British Columbia and I saw those beautiful mountains and the landscapes, I just fell in love. And I've been attracted to British Columbia ever since, and to Lillooet in particular since about the early 90s.
Oh, wow. So, so did you have business in town for a long time before you joined the wine business, or?
Yeah, I do. I work in the mining industry,
okay.
And went to university in Vancouver, and came back after working overseas. Just love it out here, and love the connection to the land.
Well, I can't fault you with that. Just look at this view right now. I'm mind boggled. I come from Edmonton. I come from flat and cold and sad. And it's actually a really pretty place, but this is just spectacular. But how do you go from mining to wine?
Well, the common theme is exploration.
Fair.
Yeah. So. And anybody who's been out to Lillooet knows that it takes a little bit of a drive. It's a bit off the beaten track.
Yeah.
But that's what's attractive to me about the place. It's a brilliant pocket of BC that few come to, and many are just discovering. I discovered, as I said, back in the 90s. And then met Rolf and Helene. Yeah. And of course the winery sprung from that, and have been coming back ever since.
Well, I must say that I think we're all lucky that you kind of joined in, and that we have this to show for your partnership with them. So what has it been like the last 10 years? Or I guess 11 years. 11 years? It's been around 11 years now?
It's been a journey. I think what really attracted me to Rolf and Helene was the vision that they had for the landscape and what could be developed here, and really to see it all come to fruition is like a dream come true. We've got now almost 40 acres under cultivation here. We've got this magnificent building, and we've got a real community spirit around Fort Barons.
It feels like a family. Like that's one thing that this even moving here, spending time at the winery, and even last couple of days when I got to meet the whole board as you guys were here, everybody treated me like I was part of a family, not just some numbered employee. And I think that's just is really beautiful.
Yeah, well, I think the common theme in all of that, Brett, is we're all owners of creating what we can with this and what we will, and really it's that shared vision and that shared love of the landscape, the wine, the ambience of the location, and what we can create with it. That's really powerful.
Yeah, agreed. So I guess we've talked a lot about you and the building, but people want to hear about the wine. So let's talk about, like, I guess if there's a favorite wine or varietal or vintage that just meant a lot to you that we've done. Would you mind saying a little bit about it or sharing?
Yeah, you bet. So, of course, it's the red gold. I mentioned to you I'm in the mining business, so it has to be the red gold.
Is that your idea, or the name's red gold?
I can't take credit for the idea, but you know that it's deeply rooted in the location, because, of course, 150 years ago, the Caribou mine exploration trade emanated from this location. Yeah. They would take off from the Fort Barons location, which is the Hudson Bay Fort, and they would head up into the hills to look for gold.
That's really cool.
Anyway, flash forward to today, and red gold's my choice vintage and wine. 2014 was the first year. Yeah. It was made in a Passamento style grape, the sun-dried grapes, and it's got a silky finish to it. It's just a wonderful blackberry notes to the wine, and it's my favorite. I know there's only a small bit of the 2014 red gold left, but it's coming in vintages after that, and it's a lovely wine. So it's my favorite. But I have to say, I've also converted over to the whites.
Yes.
And my favorite in the whites from Fort Barons is the Riesling. It's an award-winning wine. Yeah. It's crisp. It really just is a refreshing drink on a hot patio. And for whether you're a sophisticated wine connoisseur or somebody like myself who just enjoys a fine beverage, it's a lovely drink.
I think you don't give yourself enough credit. You say you're not a sophisticated wine connoisseur. I think you were sophisticated enough to get in with a really cool project.
Yeah, so. Cool people.
Shameless plug. But yeah, I agree with the Riesling. Like, it may be not your crazy high-class, super elegant white, but it is refreshing and not cloyingly sweet. And I love a Riesling as well. I wanted to thank you so much for your time, and I guess we'll close with: is there anything you want? Anything you wanted to say, or anything you wanted to add? If not,
just that it's lovely to be here and have a chance to chat with you, Brett.
Well, yeah.
We'll do a COVID shake.
Or live long and prosper is what I do all the time. And thank you so much for your time and all you do.
Likewise.
Thank you.
All right.
So that was my interview with Hugh. That was filmed yesterday. Hugh, I want to thank you again so much for spending the time and taking the time to talk to me. But I want to let you guys know that I'm also thankful that you tuned in this week. Well, we had technical difficulties last week, but thank you for tuning in this week. We're very thankful. And as I said earlier, we won't be having a live stream next week because I will be on a bit of a vacation trip home. Yay! So I'll miss you guys, and maybe as a reward for your patience, sometime in July or August, we'll talk about doing a live happy hour with Cooper on the patio. So I'd love to hear your guys' feedback on whether we should do that or not, but I think that's going to be something we're going to talk about. And so as always, like and subscribe below and share to all your friends on Facebook, YouTube, whatever you want to do, Instagram. Tweet about me, please. And yeah, so thank you guys so much, and see you in a couple weeks. Bye.